Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So Bitcoin is continuing its slow ascent to the upside. This is the Bitcoin chart on the hourly. As you guys can see, over the last few hours, we've actually hit a new localized high. Bitcoin has gone back up to about 114,114.4 to be precise. Right now, for this particular hour, we are still making our way to the upside, so we're only off by a few $100s right now. This is all good, guys. We're seeing the slow grind to the upside, despite the fact that it is the month of September when we generally see cryptos becoming bearish, generally in September. And then we see a huge pump come October and November. So this, again, this trend coming out of what looks like that inverted head and shoulders pattern for Bitcoin. We're seeing the same thing on the XRP chart, for example, here. All right, so let me get rid of some of that. The XRP chart, as you guys can see, inverted head and shoulders pattern, and now it looks as though XRP getting above the neckline there, as you guys can see from these two wicks to the upside. XRP getting above the neckline, and currently one XRP is trading for above $3 per coin. So that's that psychological level we've been waiting to get back to. I know it's been it feels like it's been a while. It hasn't been that long though. Regardless, though, the trend for XRP has been moving up along with Bitcoin, kind of par for the course at this moment in time. We can see the market cap is up by 1.57 trillion, so we're almost back up to $4 trillion in market cap. Sentiment in the space is still neutral, though. We're still at 47, but guys, altcoins are starting to pick up a little bit of steam. Bitcoin is up by 1.53%. We got Ethereum up by 2.3. XRP is up by 1.78. Other cryptos like Binance Coin up by 1.9. Solana's up by 2.4. Dogecoin up by 4.34. So we are seeing a little bit of steam being generated for altcoins. What does that look like when it comes to Bitcoin dominance? Because Bitcoin dominance, obviously one of those key indicators that we should be paying attention to in terms of market direction. And so you guys can see on the weekly, we are starting to see now Bitcoin dominance continuing to move down. Hopefully we do see some huge outflows from Bitcoin into altcoins. That would obviously help the price of altcoins rally higher. Then, I think it would become apparent that we are in a full-fledged euphoric phase. Right now, though, we kind of have to stay on the sidelines and keep an eye on what is occurring and pay close attention. Rob Art here commenting, I think XRP will pump further and create a lot of excitement. There will be ample opportunity to turn this excitement into profit. History has shown us that during XRP pumps, big XRP pumps, people either don't sell or buy the pumps due to utility narratives and fear of missing out. What ensued after the pumps were 97% and 90% crashes. Here's what he means, guys. If we just go back to the XRP chart and we take a look at these, here, let's bring it up on the Bitstamp chart, and we take a look at some of the former bull run activity. You guys can see here on the weekly euphoric pumps to the upside. Now, 2021 was a little different, although we did still see euphoric pumps to the upside, despite the fact that XRP was delisted on many exchanges. Obviously, it did reach that high of $1.96 back then. But look at these candlesticks, and again, these are weekly candlesticks. Look at these candlesticks. We even did see it right here, right before the SEC lawsuit. So we did see very, very long green candlesticks, and the same is true back in 2017 and 2018, where we saw XRP pump to the upside. And generally, this happens right at the end of the cycle here. Generally speaking, this denotes the end for many cryptocurrencies. So we still haven't seen that. We're starting our trajectory to the upside, and the next few weeks could look very promising. For more information on how I'm treating this particular bull run, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. It is only $5 a month. I've rolled back prices, so check it out. You got to subscribe and stay subscribed though to lock in. Patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. I have a feeling these pumps are going to be exciting once we eventually see them. You guys can even see here, XRP reserves rose by $1.2 billion in just one day. So this article is asking, is it accumulation or signs of a sell-off? XRP reserves grew by $1.2 billion and the altcoin's price topped at $3. So back to that psychological level. We're wondering what this is a sign of. XRP witnessed one of the most dramatic shifts in exchange reserves this month. On September the 1st, Binance, Bithumb, Bybit, OKX, all those exchanges simultaneously reported a surge in their XRP holdings, totaling over 1.2 billion tokens in a single day. So check this metric out. All of a sudden, all these crypto exchanges, I mean, this is another reason why I feel like they know something we don't know. all of the crypto exchanges just in tandem accumulate more XRP or have more XRP in their reserves? That doesn't make any sense. They've got to know something. Something's definitely coordinated here. Data from CryptoQuant indicated that Binance led the charge, expanding its XRP reserves to 3.538 billion from 2.92 billion. That's a massive increase of about 610 million. Bithumb wasn't far off, and it gives some of their numbers as well. And I will link this in the description if you guys want to read the details there. Typically, rising exchange reserves are viewed as bearish since they increase available supply and hint at potential selling, yet the timing of the surge complicates the picture. I have a feeling that a lot of this has to do with the fact that they realize that they're going to need more XRP as the price starts pumping even further, and as retail and, retail perhaps and institutions start coming in. The inflows landed exactly as XRP's critical support hit $2.73, so that's also another important thing to note here. If we just bring up the XRP chart again, and if we zoom in back on the hourly, you guys can see that right back down in here, if we just get rid of some of that, and we take a look at where 272 is right there. Oops, that's the wrong line. I need a horizontal line. 272 here on the chart is basically this bottom support level here from earlier in August. We did wick down, double tap that, and started moving up. So a critical support level, and that's where we saw that XRP being accumulated by these exchanges. So another interesting thing to note, I think they are preparing for the euphoria. They are preparing for another cycle top. And is this going to go for the long term, or could it be delayed? Well, the Genius Act delays stablecoin compliance until 2026, and I think this could have implications across the entire crypto space. This one courtesy of Michael Branch. There is currently no Genius compliant stablecoin, according to Variant's Chief Legal Officer Jake Chervinsky, highlighting the ongoing absence of specific regulatory rules from the Genius framework. So guys, this is essentially how we're going to see cryptocurrencies become regulated in the United States. It was always about the stablecoin step first. And then from there, we were going to start to see real-world utility and other facets of the crypto space. But guys, if the Genius Act isn't even going to be implemented until 2026, could we expect real-world utility to follow later? The absence of a Genius-compliant stablecoin underscores the lengthy regulatory process ahead, with potential impacts on U.S. stablecoin markets anticipated once rules are finalized, but not until 2026. So again, if you want to follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel, this is where I talk about this. Are we going to actually piggyback on this particular bull run and see real world utility, which means higher prices for cryptocurrencies like XRP? Or is it just another 4-year cycle? Again, we discuss all that. Patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. I did just put out a post yesterday if you guys are interested in that. We want to pinpoint this market. We do not want to round trip our XRP, right? So Genius Act 2025 establishes a high-level framework for stablecoin regulation, as we know. So it gives some of the information on that. But it does say compliance is set for November 2026. And here's a quote: "There's currently no so-called Genius compliant stablecoin. The legislation itself does not provide specific rules for issuers on how to comply. It merely sets an overall framework with details to be filled out by regulators through rulemaking. Rulemaking is a massive undertaking, and until these rules are completed, it is impossible to determine whether a stablecoin is compliant." So guys, that's where we're at in the moment. Maybe we were getting our hopes up that we were going to be further ahead with this. Of course, we've all been preparing. XRP holders have been accumulating XRP, anticipating that this would be the utility run. Joining the top 10% of XRP rich list only takes 2,396 XRP, and that was just as of last month. So, if you have at least that much, guys, you're in the 10%. This is the XRP rich list. And I know some of you guys know about this, but our XRP rich list basically demonstrates where you stand in terms of top XRP holders, depending on how much XRP you hold. So if you look down here, 10%, that's only 2,377. You would be in the top 5% of holders if you hold just over 8,300 XRP. The top 4% if you hold just over 10,600 XRP. 3% would be 15,005. 2% would be 25,000 XRP. The top 1% just over 50,000 XRP, so on and so forth. It goes all the way up to the 0.01% holding over 6.7 million XRP. So, it is interesting to note. They even did a profile here on Cointelegraph. Who owns the most XRP in 2025? The rich list revealed. Of course, we know Ripple Labs is by far the largest XRP holder, controlling over around 42% of the 100 billion supply. The San Francisco-based operation has its massive stake broken down into two categories. Of course, there's the 4.5 billion XRP in liquid holdings for operational use, and then the 35 billion locked in escrow. And the escrow just gets released into the ecosystem every month. So that's a bit of a different type of a holding, right? Ripple runs an escrow. As you guys know, this is a method for managing supply and maintaining price stability. As part of a careful treasury management, Ripple doesn't flood the market with fresh XRP every month. Instead, 60% or more of monthly unlocked funds are relocked. So depending on the dynamics, and I have a feeling that could change at any moment. And then you have Chris Larson's billionaire empire. You might not be surprised to learn that Ripple co-founder and executive chairman Chris Larson is the largest individual XRP holder. Guys, he holds over 2.5 billion XRP. So that's exactly 2.5% of the entire supply. Of his 8 wallets, number 1 through 4 still contain just over 500 million XRP and have never made any outbound transfers. So even Chris Larson is holding this XRP. Zach XBT down here has profiled some of Chris Larson's holdings and given you his wallet addresses there. And then XRP exchange powerhouses. Of course, we were just talking about some of those exchanges. One of the bigger ones is Binance. Binance is in second place on the exchange list with over 2.7 billion XRP across its multiple custody wallets. Similarly, Uphold has been growing its position recently with nearly 2 billion XRP, followed by Coinbase at 780 million XRP. So this is important. Of course, the exchanges, the XRP on the exchanges is going to flow in and out for us holders and for whales to accumulate, for example. So they have whales here at number 4. Whales accumulate groundbreaking or record-breaking XRP quantities. Many of these whales have accumulated more than 1 million XRP. So that's a huge quantity. Each of these whales' wallets contains over 2 million XRP, and then it gives the price as of today. This is an activity spike which indicates interest from both retail and institutions. And so here's just a list of some of those top addresses. So what's clear from the XRP rich list in 2025 is the revelation of highly concentrated ownership. Guys, we're seeing more and more owners owning more and more XRP and concentrated into fewer and fewer wallets. So I think that speaks to the fact that XRP, an important cryptocurrency looking forward, a lot of these institutions or individuals do not want to or not necessarily trading it for spec, I think, at this point. So that's just another interesting metric to pay attention to. And so the goal, guys, to make the U.S. the most friendly jurisdiction so that we can eventually start using our XRP. Here's a clip of Hester Peirce. She was just recently interviewed here from this panel discussion. Listen to this.
You asked about non-U.S., some other jurisdictions and their approaches and other jurisdictions that we can take cues from. Have you, in your view, in your opinion, what other non-U.S. jurisdictions have done things kind of the right way or in an interesting way and laid good groundwork for digital asset regulation?
I do want the SEC in the U.S., though, to be the leader, right, in terms of, I think a lot of people are looking to see what we're doing, right? And we should be the place where people who want to build things can just come and build things with as little friction as possible. So my goal is always to make the U.S. the most friendly jurisdiction to people who are trying to build things.
This is how it always should have been from the beginning. Make the U.S. A jurisdiction where we can build and utilize XRP in a meaningful capacity to really get the ball rolling. So I wanted to thank Cointelegraph and Ondo Finance for posting those. Mike Manfield here, guys, posting some new Ripple partner news with regards to OnAfrique. Remember, they're Africa's largest digital payments network, and today they just announced a strategic partnership with Visa to launch VisaPay, a cloud-native payments as a service platform designed to expand digital financial access across the Democratic Republic of Congo. Through this partnership, guys, customers in the DRC will be able to conveniently fund their VisaPay wallets directly from their mobile money channels, unlocking seamless access to everyday digital and e-commerce payments powered by OnAfrique's APIs. These collaborations enable mobile money collections and disbursements from M-Pesa, which is another Ripple partner, Airtel Money, and Orange Money. And the timing aligns with significant market growth, of course, as we are seeing, a lot of these African countries specifically move into, the digital future when it comes to payments. GSMA data projects that the DRC's mobile payment industry will reach $3.85 billion in transaction value this year, representing about a 19% compound annual growth rate. This market encompasses retail payments, e-commerce, government services, bill payments, payroll disbursements, and business collections nationwide. OnAfrique has connected Congolese customers to Africa and the world for years, operating as a trusted infrastructure in the background, and this coming from their CEO there. And Visa, of course, a Ripple partner as well, I should mention, connected through that Earthport deal. But OnAfrique, one of the major providers to Africa, and they are also a Ripple partner. So guys, all this is going to be happening on the XRP ledger. So some great news there. So you just have to think how big the market is going to get and how big the crypto space is going to get. Remember, global broad money supply rose 9.3% year on year in July to a record of $140 trillion. This metric covers 169 countries and territories, representing 99% of global GDP. Since the beginning of the year, money supply in US dollars has jumped by about $10 trillion. World money supply has risen by a massive $40 trillion since the 2020 beer flu pandemic. This represents a compounded annual rate, a growth rate of about 7%. Global liquidity is surging. So what this means, guys, more money in the market. Here's just a chart just showing you guys how much money has been flooded into the market. You can see after 2020, there was a huge surge there. Dollar devaluation in 2025. So more money is just going to be coming in. And, as more money does come in, we will start to see market cap go even higher. Remember, right now, the crypto market cap is only at about $4 trillion. And that market is going to continue to grow. This is the total market cap here. As you guys can see, I'll throw that on the daily for you guys just to show you guys where we're at. And the other day, here, I'm going to throw it on the weekly. The other day, I was showing you guys how the trend just kept moving higher and higher and higher. Again, this is the crypto market cap. We did see it top out at about 3 trillion back in 2021. And now, guys, we're almost at 4 trillion, but we're expecting that to get even higher. How high, do you ask? Well, the wall of money is going to come in. This courtesy of Digital Asset Buy, and this is Sandy Cowell. She's the head of Digital Asset Innovation at Franklin Templeton. She's also going to be at Swell 2025. Listen to this.
For our listeners who are investors in the space, what would be your advice to them in terms of what they should be watching for the rest of this year to give them insight and give them the confidence and conviction that they need in their crypto investments?
Yeah, so I have to say this to myself every day too. So this is advice I give myself, Jay, is stay calm, stay patient, right? As we've just discussed, the setup for what is coming is powerful. It's so powerful that if you wait until it's happening, you're going to be chasing returns that you are probably perfectly positioned to get today, right? So just be patient. The other thing I always try and remind myself is, even with all the excitement that has built over the past 18 months with crypto, and the markets being at record highs in many cases, we've only seen the amount of money in the crypto markets increase from 3 to 4 trillion, right? There is $100 trillion of money invested in the broader set of assets that are today not on crypto rails. Again, just think if 10% of that money moves into crypto and token-based investments, we are increasing the size of the crypto markets by 2.5x, right? So be patient, because the wall of money is going to come, and you do not want to have liquidated and stepped aside before that wall of money hits. Be patient, sit back, sit tight, trust that all of these developments are leading to inevitable behavioral outcomes.
Sit back and sit tight, she says. Make sure you don't sell too soon. So what does that mean, guys? And, what's the timeline? I think a lot of us just want to know what this timeline is. Are we going to see, 2.5x, as Sandy Call puts it here, tomorrow? Are we going to see it next month? Is this, are these the prices that we're expecting in a spec run? Or is it going to take longer? You know, as I've mentioned there are a lot of factors suggesting that the real world utility could take another year or 2 or 3. Are we going to see a major dump in the meantime? 2.5x though, think about that for a second. Right now, 1 XRP is worth about $3.01. Multiply that by 2.5, that would get 1 XRP up to about $7.52. Okay, $7.52 would bring us in and around here, so about 150%. And I mean, there have been instances where this last leg of the bull run brought us up even higher than that. I mean, if I just line up the 0.382 back here on the Fibonacci to the top, where we topped out at the 4.236 back in 2018, early 2018, guys, that brings us even higher. And I mean, I'm not going to use the 2021 example because we were mired in an XRP lawsuit. Think about it, though. Is it possible to get up even higher than that? Let's just throw a fib there and let's do the same thing. The 0.382 at the top of the fib, we would get up to about $21.28. So how's this range looking for you guys? You think it's possible for XRP to range between these prices if, in fact, we do see that wall of money coming in? The big question, though, how long is it going to take? And for more information on how I'm treating this bull run, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. You can also get your Working Money Channel merch in the description of the video. I do have a link in the description of every video, and we got some great Working Money Channel merch here. Check it out if you guys are interested. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.